so that's the last option. And here we will look at the picture. Sorry. So after introducing the stages of the 4R principles, it must be emphasized that waste reduction at source means reducing unnecessary waste in life, such as like those single-use plastic bottles, single-use cutlery, and stuff like that. So now we will be looking at some of the following examples, which we all can relate to, which is shopping. So here we can use the 4R principles we have just talked about, and maybe you guys can tell us what kind of advice we can give this person. So here, this is her grocery shopping. So do you guys have any like suggestions what she should do, he or she should do to reduce waste?
We have a very good guys souvenir for Christmas. Nobody's promised for your bring your own shopping bag.
Carry your own bag. Yes.
Bring your own shopping bag and more go.
And then sorry. Bring your own container and pack it there. Yes. Yes. That's also correct. Any more? Any more suggestions? Oh yes. So here you can see in this side, we can bring our own containers. That's what one of the volunteers mentioned. And then for these type of vegetables, maybe try to opt out for plastic bags. It's quite unnecessary, or maybe you can just put it in your shopping bag. And then for these, you can reuse. So if you have no choice, but they give you like plastic containers, then you can bring it back home, and instead of throwing it right away, you can reuse them for maybe like 2 to 3 times, and then you can recycle them. So here's another one. So these are also inevitable. So because sometimes stuff will come in packaged containers, like plastic wrap containers and polyfoam containers. So try not to avoid buying those packaged food as well. And we can just improve by starting with waste reduction at source. So basically, waste reduction at source means trying to reduce unnecessary plastics in our daily life.
Open.
So we will also mention why it's important to sort waste and also recycling. So here you can see there are. Okay, obviously bought a plastic bottle, right? So maybe you guys have thought, or you guys can think about what will happen if you throw the plastic bottle in the rubbish bin or in the recycling bin. So if you do throw the plastic bottle in the recycling bin, then it will be collected by the truck and then transferred to the landfill. However, if you put it in the recycling bin, they will be collected by some private areas where they do those recycling. So they will process those plastic bottles into raw materials for further use. Like they will, I will show that later. Like what they will do with those raw materials. So why it's important to recycle is to reduce the waste and utilize valuable resources, reduce the raw material consumption and pollution, and these are also essential for proper recycling. We have to kind of think about whether we have appropriate facilities and equipment, and whether recycled raw materials will be repurposed into new products, and whether the recycling process is cost effective, and whether we have a comprehensive recycling network for the public. And we also have to consider the market value and demand for recycling. Okay, so here we can see. So if you do opt for the second option, which is throwing the plastic bottle into the recycling bin, this is what can happen. So firstly, it was a plastic bottle, which can be reduced into raw materials, and then it can actually turn into like a reusable bag.
Pwede pala maging bag yung plastic.
Or for glass bottles,
Yan o,
it can
bag.
also be made into
Glass bottle.
eco-friendly papers for the board. So, however, we need the concept of clean recycling is very important. Not a lot of people know about clean recycling, even for me. So, if the recyclables are mixed with unsuitable recycling materials like food waste or like it's dirty and stuff like that, it degrades the quality of the recyclables and it adds difficulty to the recycling recycling process, and also it discards the whole batch of recyclables by landfill disposal. So what we mean by that is, so when we recycle, this is a recycling plant in Hong Kong, where they look at things that are able to be retrieved and recycled. However, sometimes the recyclables can be mixed with many non-recyclables. So many non-recyclables include like food. There's like two things here. Like there's plastic and food, which is non-recyclable, and then also like baby napkins. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it cannot be recyclable. And then so unsuitable recycling materials include like stuff that are recyclables that are mixed with food or like non-recyclable items. So here you can watch a video about the 8 types of recyclables there is in Hong Kong that we can recycle.
Ulo ko baka natutulog.
So here this table shows the sorting of waste. So it's divided into 8 types of recyclables. So here you can see some of them are able to be recycled. However, in some categories there are some things that cannot be recycled. For example, in metals, you cannot recycle aerosol sprays or any sprays that contain chemicals, or like for plastics, you cannot recycle like paper or mixed like these kind of bulky items that have um, composite materials. Like this one has for a suitcase, it not only has plastic but also metal, so you cannot recycle those. So here also we have other type of recyclables that are regulated electrical equipment. So these are like household applications which can be recycled, and also small ones. And then for the lamps, here you can see these are the ones that are accepted for recyclable, but not this particular one, fluorescent lamp. And then for batteries, you can recycle all these types except for the big ones. So here we will move on to the steps of clean recycling. So we'll just watch another video about recycling waste paper.
Ayan. Palikaran mo nga ako. Ayan. Wala na. Basa. Andito pala eh.
So for waste paper, to recycle waste paper, there are three major types. There are newspaper, books, magazines, office papers, and cardboard. So usually for clean recycling, you should tear off
Hindi ko siya
half
nakalagin
folded
dyan.
pages or like
Walang
paper
wifi.
staples and non-paper materials such as like plastic windows on envelopes.
Ito,
And for
cancel ko.
cardboard, you have to remove the plastic tape, flatten them, and keep them dry in order to recycle them in the blue recycling bin.
May
And then here
setting.
is a better visual
Hindi
presentation
naka-ano yung
of what
Bluetooth
can
dyan.
be
Ay,
recycled
that's...
and what cannot be
Dito sa...
recycled. For here instance, you can see paper cups and plates cannot be recycled, receipts cannot be recycled, etc.
Ay.
And then for plastic bottles, I think you can just rinse off the
Bakit nagaganito yung
plastic
sa'yo, sa
bottle
akin
and then
hindi?
put them in the brown recycling bin.
Naka-ano?
Here you can
Portrait.
see these kind of bottles are accepted.
May
Except for
settings ba
these
ng portrait?
plastic products,
Diba, inikot
metals,
ko
like I
lang eh.
mentioned before, and other composite materials like
Ay,
plastic,
bago na yung
tape,
bago
and
niya.
clay.
Binili yung
So
sa...
here you can see there are
Pinabili
different
niya
types
yung...
of plastics. I don't. Okay, I'll just explain it briefly. So the number one PET are the very popular ones
Password mo.
that are like usually in seen as water bottles. They're transparent and strong, so they have a concave bottom. And then the second one is high density polyester. So they are like products that you see for your personal care, beauty products. So they're opaque and strong. And then for the third one, these are water pipes, credit cards, and packaging films. They're hard to recycle, and they release toxins when being heated up. And then there's the fourth one, which is the low density polyester. You can see they're used for cling films, bread bags, and t-shirt bags. So they're lower in tensile strength with high ductility, and they have rustling sound when it's being rubbed. So here, for example, for this one, this is number 2. So this is the high density polyester. So here you can see this can be recycled. And then, yeah, next one is the fifth one is the polypropylene. This is the microwavable containers and straws. They have lower ductility and they form a crease when you fold it. And then for the sixth one is the polystyrene. So they are usually disposable plates, fast food boxes, and polyfoam boxes. They can track easily, and for the polyfoam, they need to be handled separately for the number 6 one. And then for number 7, it's categorized as others. So these are plastics that have complex composites like PV. So here we can see the process of what plastics would be if they are recycled. So this was the process of shredding. And then the next process would be countertoning. So the next process would be they would be turned into maybe like a bag or maybe like a house, yeah, slippers. So and then moving on for metal recycling, we have to empty the containers first and then remove any non-metallic materials such as the labels, because they're paper, and then we can clean the containers and then crush them if it's possible, and then put them in the yellow recycling bin. And then these are the type of metal materials that cannot be recycled, such as items mixed with other types of,
WD-40.
materials such as plastic. So screwdrivers, scissors cannot be recycled. And I mentioned before that aerosol sprays and chemical containers cannot be recycled. And then here you can see other stuff as well, like mirrors, they cannot be recycled, and cooking and dining containers. So here, this is another type of recyclable. It's the REE. So in the REE category, there's like refrigerator, air conditioner, television, washing machine, and all these kind of stuff that can also be recycled. So there is a service provided by the government. You can just call them. I think it's for free. Yeah, and then they will come and pick up and recycle So these other stuff are also able to be recycled, like the audio products, electric fan, rice cooker, table, microwave, and other general small electrical appliances. So for the lamps, for the lights, like I mentioned, these incandescent light bulbs cannot be recycled, while these two can. And in order to do a clean recycling for them, you have to place the used lamp in the new packaging of the new lamp that you bought, and then you can put them in the recycling bin. And for the rechargeable battery, you can remove the battery from any particular equipment and cover the parts, the terminal with masking tape to prevent any contact with other electric devices that maybe have been recycled. So put them in a plastic bag if needed. For batteries that are vulnerable to be damaged, or you just think that it's better to put them in a plastic bag, then you can put it before recycling them in one of these kind of bins. And here now we will have exercise on clean recycling. So here on the table you can see there are some particular materials here, and then maybe I will invite one of you guys to come and decide which ones are recyclable and which ones are not. So any volunteers?
May no yung sa Yakult at saka yung sa ano,